Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back again, or being here if it's the first time, to my weekly small dose, big dose of inspiration, empowerment and real talks. And today we're gonna dive into a topic that I know is driving me crazy, and it hits home to so many of us, which is comparison. Now, let's see the scene for a second. Imagine you are actually scrolling through Instagram and you are sipping a tea or coffee, whatever your drink is, and maybe you are just tucked under your bed, maybe a long day or maybe on a Sunday, and suddenly, there it is, the perfect photo. The person is looking flawless, dressed up nicely and amazing, and they're on some dreamy holiday. And in that moment, without even realizing it, your brain does this thing that is kind of whispering, why I don't have that? Why am I not there? Why am I not dreaming and being in that place, or being there instead of dreaming? Why am I not doing that in my life? Does this sound familiar? If you felt like that, let me just say this for a second. You are not alone. We live in a world where comparison is so baked into our daily lives. And social media is killing it. And it's an incredible place where we compare ourselves. And don't get me wrong, it let us connect, it let us share, it let us inspire. But it's also the biggest place for self-doubt, and it's not really helping us grow well. If you're not careful, I want you to understand something. If you want me to be real with you, it's because I had my own battles too. And even with all the coaching and the business experiences I had and the mentors I've worked with, I have some moments where I've looked back in someone else's life and thought, why am I not in that position yet? For me, it used to hit hardest in the business world, and it's to do with entrepreneurship and scaling faster or launching new projects, or it felt like I was somehow falling behind on certain things. Not always, because I've done really well and I'm still doing very well, but there's always something you want to do that you can't, or you haven't been able to do yet. But here's what I've learned. I was comparing my behind the scenes to the highlight reel. Think about that for a second. What we see online is usually not the full story. It is filtered, is curated, is polished, is crazy in there. You know how it goes. You see someone scrolling and smiling and building up something, or in a car, but you don't see the tears that they cried before taking it. You see the success, but not the years of struggle. And behind it, there's a lot. Social media is a performance, and it is not how far you have to compare yourself with any of this. Because if you look at it unfiltered, and somebody else is carefully staging it, and it's not to say that there weren't people on social media that really are living those lives, but a photo and a video doesn't give you the full picture. Here's something that I've learned. Comparison is a distraction. It pulls your energy away from, again, what truly matters. And every time you look at somebody else's life and think, why don't I have that? Why you having it and I'm not having it? You are taking your focus on what's actually within your control. So your own growth and your own goals and your journey. And that's the thing. With each, we have our own path. We cannot compare ourselves to anybody else. No one else is walking in your shoes. No one else has your story, your struggles, your strengths, and the piece that you're moving at. But why is it something that keeps crawling into your head? The journey you're on is what you need to focus. Because let me just say this, it is enough. You are enough. But I know breaking out of the comparison cycle isn't always easy. It's a habit, and we've been conditioned into underdoing it, or overdoing it, or undoing it. And it takes some international work. Tremendous amount of work. Not international work, intentional work. One thing I found helpful, whether for me or for the amazing women that I'm coaching, is simply pausing to ask yourself, what do I actually want? What looks good on Instagram is not what society says I should want, but what really lights me up. Because when you are focused on your own goals, what all the people are doing stops feeling not relevant. Their success doesn't take away from yours. Their pace does not define yours. So after scrolling through your social media, it still makes you feel less, then give yourself permission to totally step back, because you have to curate yourself from your feet. Maybe follow people that inspires you, who will lift you up and who reminds you of your growth, because your mental space is precious and you don't own anybody access to what they're making you feel, thinking that you're not enough. And I want you to hear me loud and super clear. You are doing better than you think, and you are who you are. It doesn't matter if you are not through everything that you want right now. It doesn't matter if someone else seems to be doing well. Your life isn't a race. There is no finish line. You need to sprint forward. So next time you catch yourself comparing yourself, I want you to stop and take a breath of fresh air. Breathe. Remind yourself, I'm my own journey and I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And if that little voice creeps back in, telling you that you're falling short, let me replace it with this one. I'm enough. You are enough. You're more than enough. You're incredible. And I get it. Hearing this once isn't going to magically erase years of comparing yourself to others. But if you can take one thing away, take away what I've gone through, if you know my story. If not, you will find out. Today's conversation is something to keep you in a good and positive way and see a different light to what you've seen on the last few years. And the only person you need to compete is with who you were yesterday. And the only life you need to focus on, it's your own. So keep going, keep growing, and keep showing up for yourself. Keep moving forward, and remember, no one else can do what you're here to do. If this episode has resonated with you, please share it with somebody who needs it as much as you do. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay super focused on your beautiful, messy, one kind of journey. You've got this. I'll see you soon.